Hi again, this is Rebecca's video number 2 on how to make pickles. So I have gone ahead and got more of my ingredients ready, kind of in a staged setup, so that when I do start actually putting my pickles in or cucumbers in my jars, I am ready to rock and roll. It goes fast. You want to keep the jars hot. You're going to have boiling water on your stove. You're going to want to put it together pretty quickly, so it helps if you have everything ready. So the recipe I use, again, they're all over the place. Find something that sounds good to you, experiment with it, and make it as often as you like. The ingredients that I have include whole peppercorns, and I usually put a couple of them in each quart. I'm not particular. I use a dried red chili. If you have some smaller ones, you could put 2 small ones in to equal 1 large one. I have my dill seed ready to go. I also have some fresh dill, which I haven't gotten ready yet, which I'm going to throw in. I got it from the grocery store because my dill just did not grow this year. One ingredient I have not pulled out yet is garlic cloves, so I'll have those peeled and ready to throw 1 or 2 into a jar. Again, I'm not that particular. I wanted to show you how I have the cucumbers cut up. So this is a large cucumber here first, and you can see that the seeds are all very small compared to regular salad cucumbers. What I like to do sometimes is trim the inside bit of seeds off so that there's even less seeds, because they do tend to break down and they can get a little fragile as you're actually putting them in the jar. You can see that my spears are of different sizes. It's really not going to make that big of a difference, but as you work with different sizes of cucumbers, you want to be mindful based upon what space you have left in your jar. You're going to try and fill every possible space as neatly as possible. It's kind of like doing a jigsaw puzzle or playing Tetris. You want to fit everything together nicely. You can see a little bit of seeds that I trimmed off here, and you can see that I also trimmed off the blossom end. You don't have to worry about the stem end, but it is recommended that you trim off the blossom end of the cucumber there. Sorry, this is not professional video, folks. The Ball Company literally wrote the book on canning and preserving. So I have referenced this book, but you can see that there's lots of different pieces of paper that are stuck in here, copies from library books that I have checked out and different recipes that I've experimented with. So although I learned from the self-taught from the Ball Blue book, I have used a lot of other recipes than what are contained in here. That's not a criticism of them, it's just that everybody has things that they like. And my family loves the recipe that I use. One thing I didn't mention about preparing your pans and lids is you want to wash them. Give them a wash, even if they're brand new, nice soapy water, and then you'll rinse them off, and you'll just dry them over on your tea towels here so they're ready. Once you have the lids ready, then you'll put those in that rack so that you're ready to use those. Over here, we have the pickling spice ready to go on cheesecloth. And what I'm going to do is just tie that into a little ball. You can actually see the ball sitting here in the pot. Tie it in a little ball, and you're going to cook that up with whatever your recipe says for the type of vinegar and quantity of vinegar and water, as well as salt, sugar. Different pickles, sweet pickles, have different ingredients. You'll just need to refer to what your recipe says. So they're all very, very different. And kosher salt is, a lot grainier than traditional salt. I tend to make twice, either 50% to twice as much brine as I actually need. This is a good recommendation for first-time canners because you may not pack enough cucumbers in your jars and then realize that you're out of brine. And that's not a good position to be in. It's happened to me before, and you have to make up another batch really quick. So it's best to get your brine on, let it really boil for a while to really get the pickling spice and the salt to dissolve and get it be nice, yummy aroma so that it's ready to use. So if you make more, you may find that you have not enough cucumbers to fill another jar. You can just put those in the jar with the leftover brine and toss them in your refrigerator for refrigerator pickles. You'll want to keep them in there for no more than a month or 2, typically, but they'll be just fine, and it's a great way to use up everything that you have. I talked about the pot, so I have my rack in here. I have not turned my water on, but it does take quite a while to boil this pot of water. What's really important is that you remember your science class where it talks about displacement. And so if I put 6 quart-sized jars in this, oh, actually I do have my water on. If I put 6 quart-sized jars in here and then lower this into the water, that is going to bring the water level almost up to the top of the pot. So you want to make sure that you're ready. What I do is I tend to sort of underfill. I put as much as I can put in my pot under my kitchen sink and still be able to lift it to the stove. And then I have my handy tea kettle ready with boiling water handy in case I need to add more. I will also use my boiling water from my tea kettle when I put my lids in the slots here to soften. That is done 10 minutes before you're actually going to start processing your pickles. So you want to make sure that your boiling water bath is ready to go, your brine is ready to go, all your cucumbers are cut up, all your lids and bands are ready to go, all your other ingredients are set. You have your rubber gloves on, your surface cleared, a nice dry clean towel handy so that you can wipe the rims of the jars, and then you're going to put your lids on, put your seals on, and tighten them. I'll show you what that looks like towards the end, but it's hard to do it when you're in the middle of pickling, so that video will be very short. So only 2 more little quick videos to come, probably to show you the rest of this process. You can do it, once you get used to it, you can do it in about an hour and a half once you're really organized. This is my first time canning in, I think, at least over a year, possibly 2, so I'm a little bit rusty. So thanks for watching, and I hope this video is helpful to you. I'll be back soon.